All right, welcome back, Harmony Science Academy students, once again. Today's material we're looking at is graphing radical functions, okay? Now, this video is for those of you guys who might forget in the future, okay? But as of late, you guys have been doing awesome. I did want to put a video together about how to graph radical functions in case some of you guys kind of blank out, okay? So let's start off with the tool that we used in class to kind of help us through this process, okay? So let me use the same colors we had in class. We had x inside the radical, right? And what we also had was a plus or minus some value in here, okay? Then we had plus or minus some value outside the radical. And we also had a multiplier outside of the radical here on the left side, okay? Multiplied, this one's on the outside, added or subtracted, okay? And then we had some red, right, to involve this negative, okay? And just like we discussed in class that you guys have been using pretty awesome, okay? When we've got a plus or minus value inside the radical, we've got a horizontal shift. It goes left if you've got a plus something. It goes right if you've got a minus something, okay? When you've got a value being added or subtracted outside of the radical, okay, typically in the back, but it could be in the front, okay, you're going to have a vertical shift, okay? Plus goes up, negative goes down or minus, okay? And the last thing that you guys that we discussed, okay, was that you've got your parent function, right? So just in general, you've got your parent function, right? And we talked about how this value in here, okay, if and it's typically gonna, in our case, is gonna be larger than 1, so any value up in here is gonna make it wider or increase the curve, okay, to our graph. All right, so keep that in mind. We'll link them like that. And additionally, if you have a negative value there, okay, so a negative parent function would flip this way, okay? That's the effect that it had. And if it was a negative, that same value that increased the curve earlier, it would simply reflect it downward with also that wideness or the more curved version, okay? So let's go ahead and try one problem. We're going to try many in class, okay, as a class and as individuals. So the first thing we do with these is we draw the parent function, right? You've got to have a general understanding of what that looks like at all times. Now, I guess here in maybe green, what's going to happen is I'm going to reflect this bad boy, okay? So again, always critical to understand where our graph starts so we can perform all these shifts. So I'm going to go, what, 3 to the right and 5 up. Okay. So my new starting block is right here, okay, or my new starting point. It's the same graph, except now it's being shifted. Now, before I draw it this way, I still got to deal with this, right? The 4 is going to make it more curved. So instead of going like this, I'm going to curve it more. And the negative is going to reflect it downward. So it's going to be a more curved downward radical, okay? So I'm going to go a little extreme just to show that I understand what's happening here, okay? So that would be the graph here. Again, you guys have this pretty well. If not, if you forget or something, go ahead and repeat this video and see if that helps, okay? Appreciate your time, guys.